Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I could hear myself speak. All right, y'all. So let me turn up the volume on this iPad. Okay. So y'all, um, good afternoon. All right. So first thing is, I wanted to tell y'all, YouTube it has like disabled my channel, right? So the only way that I can like do lives or communicate with y'all is if I go directly through StreamYard, and then after I finish the live, I'm gonna find out today if excuse me, I was just making chicken, and you know how sometimes when the grease is real hot, it makes that like smoke shit in the air. So I'm dealing with that right now. So excuse me, right? I was making some buffalo wings. So, but anyway, they decided that because I'm always speaking pro black women and always trying to talk to black women about politics. That shit is really getting to me now. I have the fan. Give me 1 minute. Let me pull it closer. All right, hopefully that will work, right? So, since they feel like I am too pro black woman and not enough like trying to tear black women down, like most other I guess everybody does. It's not just the dudes, right? It's some of most of a lot of black women as well. And the thing is, sorry y'all. The thing is, you get aggravated, you get tired of this shit because it's like we are always the only group of women where we're just supposed to take the whole fucking world, always beating down on us, and they don't want you to curse. They don't want you to do anything that invokes any type of emotion. When you have so much, as a black woman, so much fucking rage and aggravation all the time, it's just like um James Baldwin said, to be a black person in America is to always be in a fucking rage for the injustice, the inequality, the lies told on you, and just like how everybody tries to make you the scapegoat for all of their problems. And this is what is literally going on right now with this they say it's a gender war, but it's not. This is black women calling out and pushing back against the false and detrimental negative rhetoric that these black males who are very insecure, very irresponsible, reckless, dangerous, homicidal, and criminal are out here constantly trying to make it appear as if black women are the main problem when they are the main problem. And it has gotten so out of control that I'm pretty sure that a lot of you saw that really shitty interview that Columbus Short did the other day, where he's trying to, once again, stereotype black women into this pigeonhole of, and they do this in society everywhere. Like this is what America does to try to defame and dehumanize black women. This has been done since the 1890s when respectability politics was created by America about black women. And this is why people like what's that lady's name that wrote that book, Sister Citizen, Melissa Perry, wrote an entire book, and because she's a professor, she taught an entire class about the demeaning and dehumanizing of black women and the respectability politics that is often played out against us in this fucked up country because they need somebody to always point the finger at to be the bad guy. And because we're women and black, it's easier to point the finger at us because this whole world is taught that women are the basis or the foundation, the blueprint of all the problems in the world. It goes back as far as Adam and Eve, where even though Eve wasn't the problem, Adam was. They always try to make it like, oh, if it wasn't for her biting that, taking that apple and all that bullshit, talking to the snake, it's always the women because When you have to form the foundations of a patriarchy, you have to point out and assign and target a particular group to be the fall guy, the default person that everybody can shit on. And this is what makes everybody else feel good. And it allows the real fucking offenders, predators, and people who are doing the wrong thing to be given a pass. And this is what has gotten me like really upset in the last few videos I've done, and just in general, like the past few months, especially since this whole campaign for presidency has kicked off. And I have seen the amount of like idiotic black women trying to convince and promote other black women not to vote, which is not in our best interest, right? And also to promote black women to vote for racist white dudes that would like nothing less than to have us back in captivity and have no rights so that they could do the evil maniacal shit they used to do to us in the 1800s and early 1900s, where black women had no rights at all. You were forced to deal with being gang raped. If people wanted to do that to you, you were forced with being beaten half to death, forcibly jailed, hung from trees, tried for the simplest acts of self-defense that a dog would have if a dog was attacked. They didn't like black women to have any courage. And these are the type of things that people are subjectively and what is the other word, manipulatingly trying to get black women to be again. Like when I'm always on here telling black women, stop going along with and appropriating and advocating all the negative shit that these black males put out here on social media about us. Stop repeating that dumb shit of saying black women are masculine. We are never masculine because we don't have penises. There is no such thing of masculine energy or being masculine in any way. Masculine is a created term by white males to describe their sex, their gender, and their propensity for violence and aggression towards other people. That has not a fucking thing to do with black women. The other thing I can't stand is the way black women are so easily ready to adapt and take on anything these ignorant ass black males have to say about other black women. And we need to stop that. We need to really come to a consensus of understanding that we are a group that needs to be for each other, by each other, re- respecting and protecting each other, and stop adopting and wanting to go along with shit that has nothing to do with us, that they create to devalue us, dehumanize us, disrespect us, and berate us. Like for a long time, until me and many other women kept saying, stop saying that dumb shit of calling other black women ratchet. First of all, it's not a real term. A ratchet is a fucking tool. It's a tool that is used to tighten something or loosen it, and it is also part of a mechanical device. That has nothing to do with people, their behavior, or anything. It sounds ignorant just to say it, and it shows you have no definition, knowledge of words. When you are to speak about somebody's behavior and say they are low performing, or the commonality these days is low vibrational, you would refer to somebody who has a very bad behavior and personality as wretched, not ratchet. It's wretched. And it speaks to the griminess of a particular person. And even when you use the correct word, you know that that word does not describe black women, but it very much describes black males. Griminess is when you have a crack dealer on the corner who sells crack to a pregnant woman, who commits violence in their communities, killing, battery, robbery, burglary, and they have no regard for the long-term aftermath or of cause and effects that will have on the community. Violence and wretchedness and griminess is when you have a whole socialization of a group of black male people who have nothing better to do than to fully live in their womanhood and go around socializing each other to hate their own women, to talk down on their women, to hate little black girls. Like, you ever notice how whenever these dudes talk about fatherhood or their supposed manhood, they're always talking about, oh, my son this and my son that, and oh, these women want to do something to our sons. Like, they don't know how to be real men. And that whole argument Columbus Short was given about having a problem with black women who were raised by women who were abandoned and left alone with their children by irresponsible, unreliable, undependable black males who just wanted to have sex with a person, not care about the responsibility they left behind, and they had no interest in being a full grown up, right? These are the women he's talking about are a problem. But he seems to neglect the fact that the sons that he's probably a part of are also coming out of that household with that single mother. So if it's a problem for us to live in a single household with a mother who's doing the very best she can, who's living up to her responsibilities where the other coward left, then it should be a problem for them too. It shouldn't be just one sided. Black women take all the blame because the black male was not responsible and didn't do what he was supposed to do. And now, when our mothers teach us, rightfully so, not to depend on irresponsible, proven to be individuals who do not live up to any type of responsibility and who are always disrespectful to their own women and always looking to shame, blame, and guilt them into some type of slave type submission, servant type indentured submission, because they feel like if they don't have anything in life, they don't want you to have anything either. So if they're on their knees in life, which they are, you should be on your belly, because going in accordance to this patriarchy that they believe in, created by white males, they feel like you're supposed to always be subjugated and underneath them to be regulated, right? No, I don't think so. So it is a good thing that black women are finally waking up and moving away from all of this nonsense and realizing that you are your own individual person. You are not these stereotypes that are always created in this country to hold us down and to make us feel like we're less than nothing. And the reason they do this, I keep saying this over and over again because I want black women to really absorb this, is because they need black women who are the first teachers of the child and who perpetuate all types of poverty and dysfunction when they live in dysfunction and poverty. You know, everybody talks about that book, The Art of War, right? But the very main premise of that book is for people to understand that whenever these people, these colonizing males of this world, and whether it was the white men that we know today or the Ottoman Empire of yesterday, the understanding premise is if you get control of the mind, body, and soul of the women of any culture, any community, you will have complete control over that race of people, because it is the woman to always keep the culture, to always keep the people with traditions and whatever ways of life, norms and values and all that stuff that they have. It is the woman that perpetuates the culture and keeps the people, the essence of the people. So these people who want to come, conquer, devastate, and destroy, they know that once you completely fuck up the mind of the women, you don't have to worry about the men, because the men are going to follow the women, because the women are the mothers of them, of those sons, before they become those dudes. And the mother's job is to protect her child. So if she's living in subjugation, she teaches her child to agree with subjugation and learn to live within subjugation, which is why so many of these dudes today are conquered mentally and have no malehood or manness in them, because they have allowed themselves to not seek intelligence or information that would put them in the presence or even in the area of books to teach them about things that happen to black people to make them the way they are. which is like a polymorphic thing that goes on with black people. And that is like the different layers of trauma that black people experience to make whatever type of dysfunction they're going to have from the things they experience morph into whatever vice or issue they have in life, whether they're going to be a drug addict, an alcoholic, an abusive person, a self-destructive person. This is what comes out of that, right? So all these people who want to control and take over, they know this, and they play head games like this all the time. This is the reason why there's so much talk about black women being so-called masculine. Actually, it's being aggressive and properly assertive. Because when you are a resilient person, you are aggressive and you are assertive. You don't take no for an answer, and you insist that what you want and the way you feel be heard and be got just the same way everybody else is heard, and their wants and needs are attended to. And when black women do this, it is extremely harmful to the status quo of society, because if we say stupid and we stay dumb like many other women who are always like the yes people to the men in their communities, you see how nothing with them really gets done, right? Unless a dude finally stands up and does something about it. Whereas with black women, we've never had men in our culture, because in this country our culture has always been perpetuated on the history of slavery. So when you have a conquered men who are equivalent to women and who have never done anything to change that, but go out of their way to further expand living underneath that subjugation, this is why you have the situations you have where you have these guys with the platforms, the podcasts, the lives, constantly trying to always beat down and tear down the assertion and resilience of black women, because you are more, black women are more for fighting for the justice and the equality of black people than the supposed black male is, who's supposed to be a man but has not figured out how to do that or to become that. So this is why you have a lot of these Columbus short people running around, and the white folks behind YouTube and etc. allow this stuff to go on the way it does, because we are the only women on this platform who are allowed to be attacked like this. And even though, remember, when Rosa was around and always pointing out the black femicide statistics, and the FBI was supposed to be on YouTube tracking down these incel dudes and these whatever you call these dudes, manosphere, whatever they are, guys, and getting rid of them to stop the perpetuation of hatred towards black women and the abuse of little black girls. Well, it's back, and it's back harder than ever, because even though they're not saying a lot of the hateful outright things they used to, like telling people to kill us, hurt us, and that we deserve to be killed, now they're saying it subtly, like this dude Columbus Short, when he's refusing to put any background to it. Black women's mothers are in the position to teach their daughters to take care of themselves and be able to survive without a male group helping us, simply because these male groups that are part of our so-called race of people constructed by society, they have no economic value. They're not helpful in any way. They don't bring anything, to use their words, they don't bring anything to the table. It is a small percentage of them that this capitalist country has allowed to obtain anything. And whenever they get something, because they have so much indoctrinated self-hate, they run to whites, Hispanics, anything other than black, to make themselves feel like they have arrived, they have accomplished something, they have become something that they weren't before, because they're that ignorant and self-hating that they don't know they're somebody before they obtain material things. This is the backdrop to his comment that nobody ever goes deep into. The fact that black mothers who work hard, gain an education, get and earn a decent career, and have a really good job, they live better without these dudes in their homes, because when these guys come in, they don't really have much to offer. So all they do is usurp, take away from what the woman has for herself, her children, and her household. And this is statistics. You could look on, and I'm not talking about that bullshit ass black shit, that black demographics, because that's a bunch of black males putting up false information. But what I am talking about is some of the other databases, like the census and etc., that go off of the Department of Finance and others that show the economic growth or the economic fall. And it's really insulting to be a black woman and no one ever appreciate the hard work you put in to maintain your family and the shitty communities you live in. Anything positive going on in these communities, it is always black women behind it. Black women are behind the PTA. We are behind most of the different events in the community, the different programs for children. Because most black males, when you live in most cities throughout this country, they're more interested in gang banging, selling drugs, doing things illegal, and doing dumb shit like we saw the video I put up the other day of that very ignorant rapper who was talking about beating women and mixing drugs. This is the mentality they have. And it's not just one community, because I have those type of idiots in the nearby communities near me. So it's prevalent and very pervasive throughout Black America. So I'm calling for all Black women to please get into the sisterhood. Stop the nitpicking with other Black women about shit that Black males have created for us to fight about. I'm seeing way too many videos about natural hair, and natural hair is a scale that was created by some black male, some gay black male who has absolutely no knowledge of black women, really. There's no black woman that has the same texture hair. We are individuals in every way. The marvelous thing about being a black woman is that not one of us ever shares the same element. None of us shares the same skin tone, body type, hair texture, eye color. Every one of us has a different shade of brown. If our eyes are brown, different color hair, even if it is the same black, brown, or whatever it is not the exact thing. So we are the most unique people on the face of this earth. And for us to always be, down, just downed and disrespected and have other people join in tearing us down, it should make all of us black women who care about ourselves and others completely outraged and push back against this machine to constantly always keep us mentally broken so that we perpetuate poverty, dysfunction. Yeah, thank you for that. And keeping our children in the mindset of thinking that they're never going to be anything in life. When if you divorce yourself from all this negative shit out here, right? Yeah, thank you for telling me that, Lucy. The Brookings Institute, because I'm actually subscribed to their channel, right? They just did a video the other day about black women and how AI will affect us, technology, and going forward. So we play a pivotal role in the future of America, but we won't if we keep going along with the negative shit that is always put out about us on social media, and we don't stop it. Give me a minute to read what Lucy is saying. She says, "Yep, that's a fact. The book is instilled in black and poverty, poor women. Yeah, poor women do better without them. It's because black women spend their resources helping black men elevate financially, paying black men's child support fines, and for it's true. What she's saying is true. Literally, I have cousins younger than me that I had to literally sit down, take to the side, and tell them, I am no longer going to help you with your rent or any of your bills if you do not get that piece of shit out of your house. Do you not understand what is happening here? This apartment was gotten for you by your family to help you and your children, not for you to bring some person in who has nothing of their own or the ability to help you, to come in here and just literally live off you and make your children miserable and make your life harder because they don't contribute or help in any way. And the worst part about it is they don't want to. But she's absolutely right. See, right now, she says, I know I'm helping my nephew who's in jail now. Like, but I wouldn't. I would not. My brother was in jail a long time ago, right? Because he's a dysfunctional black dude. He had one black wife, and then he had all these other Asian wives. The first time he raised his hand to the black woman, Valerie was out. She took her kids, divorced him, and was out. Married an Indian Guyanese man, and is living so beautifully today. Okay? Those dumbass Asian women who stayed with him, one got her ribs broke, the other one got her nose broke, and her eye socket damaged, dealing with his bullshit. Where is he now? Well, he's a felon wanted by America. So he now lives in Japan and has to do all types of trickery and stupidity to keep from being in prison for the rest of his life for the things that he has done to women in America. This is why you don't deal with them, because they have the wrong mentality about life and about relationships and dealing with women on a whole. It's like too many of them are just out here thinking that women are supposed to be. Thank you for saying good for Valerie. I told her the same thing as I was helping her the whole way through. This the thing about it is, when you watch these videos they put on social media, it is always about trying to get a woman to control, a woman to have as some type of property ownership or thing they could have influence and control over. It is never about ex- ex- exploring positive interchange between two adults where is mutual respect and mutual ability to give and take from one another and to grow. It is always them trying to be the overseer and the woman being the slave. It's too much of that. And it is definitely always about them alone as a group in America. Now, even though the other men in other countries in the Caribbean and Africa, they got their issues too, but I can honestly say, whenever I was talking to some of these other men from other countries or the Caribbean, you could have a conversation with them about your differences without them immediately hitting the fucking roof the way these ignorant, conquered ass black males do in America. It is like they have developed a whole other type of psyche that goes on in their head where, like Columbus Short was saying, oh, we don't get no respect from black women. Their definition of respect from black women is for us to treat them as if anything they say goes, anything that is hurtful or harmful to us, we're supposed to enjoy it as long as they get pleasure out of it. That is, in short, their definition of respect. We're supposed to suffer for them to feel wanted and appreciated. That's not healthy in any way. And the fact that they go around always trying to say that black women are masculine is because your ability to push back against things that hurt you is offensive to them, because the point of them saying you're masculine is for you to be the type of slave who accepts abuse and welcomes being the person who has to constantly get fucked up for them to feel like they're somebody. And that's, like, I'm up to here, y'all. I'm up to here with it. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of the fake fucking dudes coming out with the platforms trying to critique the other dudes that are just as fucking stupid as them, all because it is to exploit black women. And that's another thing that's happening that black women need to check and stop, whether it be these dudes or the black women. Like, when people are just trying to come on here and come up off of us for money and to make their lives better while our lives stay the same, we need to get to the point where we go, no. If your ass is not on here with a real fucking give and take, if you're not really giving me something that's really making a real change in my everyday life where I can really see that shit at the end of the month or the end of the week, I'm not fucking with you, because I'm sitting on here, yeah, that's right, to whatever you saying. And you the motherfucker getting everything from me sitting here watching you, and I'm getting absolutely nothing but a fucking visual image of you and some shit you're talking. No, that shouldn't be enough for us. It really shouldn't. Like, it really shouldn't. I have been fighting, y'all, since fucking June, and I'm still fighting to be approved for a location to give a black femicide rally. I don't know why these white people where I live are fighting so hard to keep me from trying to expose the daily killing and taking of the lives of black women and girls that is hurting black women all over this country. Seriously. Like right now, Milwaukee, Wisconsin is the most dangerous place in America for black women to be. They are killing black women there at a most alarming rate. And when you talk about these things, right? When you talk about these type of things, it's like they're not paying it no mind. They don't care about what's happening to us. But then they want us to back whatever it is they're doing. That's going to further hurt us. And now this starts going into the area of the upcoming election. I'm so tired of seeing women on here who don't have any clue about how politics works in America, trying to tell young women, the very demographic of women that we need to go vote and to vote Democratic so that we maintain the right to have abortions, the right to have what do you call that shit? What is it called? The birth control, right? The right to have access to birth control, the right to be able to vote, the right to be able to go to school, to keep the careers and jobs that we worked so hard to get, the right to stay in our homes without having the government try to force these dysfunctional, abusive, sexually assaulting dudes into our homes with us and our children. I don't know if you guys remember, right? A few months ago, I had put up a small video, a short video about this white woman professor who was giving excuses why poor women, aka black women, should deal with these broke, unproductive, violent men in society. I don't know if y'all remember that, right? If I can find that video, because the other day when YouTube stopped the features on my channel where I can no longer make videos and upload them for y'all, unless I go live through another platform, which is StreamYard, you won't be able to see no more videos from me because they have stopped me from being able to make videos because they say I won't listen to their guidelines. I say fuck their guidelines because whenever it comes to black women, they adhere to their guidelines, they enforce it. But when this white bitch is on here and this Asian bitch I saw today talking mad shit about black women in this whole Columbus Short interview, she didn't have to adhere to no guidelines, but I have to when I'm trying to wake up my black sisters and get them to rally around each other and love self first and only self and other black women. Not black males, not anyone else in society, but black women and our little girls who are out here suffering the most. All right? If we add up all the little black girls that have been murdered and raped before they have been murdered by these black males, in the last 3 years alone, it would be fucking staggering. When I watch these black femicide channels to find out what is going on in the rest of the country, it is all these little girls being raped and then murdered by their fathers, their stepfathers, their mother's boyfriends, and violent ass motherfuckers in the communities they live in. It's too much. And if we as black women grab a hold of the control that we have in our communities and our household, a lot of this shit could be stopped and reduced to zero. But we got to wake up for that to happen. And once we fully separate from these dudes and stop listening to people pushing bullshit on us like Dr. Umar and all the rest of them with this black nationalism, Pan-African, whatever, that is always for the benefit of dudes, never for the benefit of women. Mind you, this dude is an educated man. I'll give him that. But he's also just as derelict as all the rest of these fucking leechers, bum ass dudes out here. He's always talking about polygamy or whatever the fuck it's called, having two women, always talking about black women's asses, referring it as Cinnabons and referring to our vaginas as cookies. Now, if you're supposed to be an intelligent dude that is caring about the future of the black family, supposedly, why are you always equating black women back to sex and how they could sexually please you and never truly holding these dudes accountable for the fucking menacing that they're doing individually to black women and little girls and in our community? Never. Like every once in a while, he'll talk about black femicide, talk about the domestic violence, the disrespect, the tearing down of black women on all these platforms, right? And basically like trying to make it seem like we're the worst thing that has happened to black people since black people existed, when it's actually the opposite. We work, we go to school, we vote, we take care of our families, even if we're dirt poor, in the middle, or the most richest person out here. You ever notice how black women and these black male fools that are on here trying to manipulate the narrative on social media, they never allow the black women to speak who are the mothers that have raised their children successfully on welfare and who have been struggling through a first marriage that didn't do well, and now they're on their second marriage and this person is still just as bad or fucking worse than the last one, and all the things these women have to go through to maintain their own dignity, the safety of their children, and to keep whatever type of small level of progression she got going on in her household to continue. You notice how you never see those women on here, right? But you always see the loser ass dudes like Anton Daniels and etc. always trying to find. I bet these dudes sit up day and night scouring TikTok and all these other platforms to find these low level black women that get online that look like Simply Red, live and act like her lyrics to her fucking songs, right? And find them and put them out here for the world to see. But just as easily as you look for them, you could find the black women in the projects who are getting their masters, getting their BAs, and even if they are working at a retail, McDonald's or whatever, they don't play that shit. They don't have that ignorance in their household. They don't allow their children to go out in the back or outside on the block with the rest of the kids to get involved in selling drugs and fucking up their life for the future. They don't do that. Why aren't they on here telling their story? Why aren't they here showing the world that, yeah, that might be one type of low class woman, black woman that these dudes always want to portray as being the collective or monolith of black women, but it's not true. I want those women on here. I want these bullshit ass black women content creators who claim, oh, we care about black women so much. Where are those women? Why aren't you telling their stories? Why aren't you showing how some of these mothers who could barely pay their rent and do live on Section 8, their children are the freaking, what do you call those kids that the highest performing students of the class grade? I forget right now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Not summa cum laude, but the ones that are the top of the school when they graduate with honors and all that type of stuff. Somebody tell me. I forget the word. Valedictorian. That's what it is. Their kids are the valedictorians. Their kids are the ones that are excelling in the robotics program and everything else free in the community that mom who is not letting poverty and her personal situation that she's in be absorbed by all the negativity and trash that's around her. Why we never see those women on here? Why are they never talked about? Why is it always made to believe that when a black woman has, thank you for telling me valedictorian, thank you. Why is it that when those women exist, everybody on here trying to tear down black women's reputation always talk about the Shaniquas, and no disrespect to the name because I know a lot of Shaniquas, right? They use that name as the stereotype to talk about the worst depiction of a black woman you can imagine. And then they go scour the internet for the worst representation of black women and pump it out here that like that's who all of us are when we know it's not. And instead of us pushing back against that the way we should, we sit here and ignore it when that's causing us problems in everyday real life. Because the way that Asian woman I was watching today, that video, her take on the Columbus Short interview, all she was doing was reiterating every negative stereo talking point that all these black males have ever said on any platform about black women. All she did was talk about and spoke about us as a group as if every one of us does the same thing the way they do. And we know that not to be true. So this is my opinion. This is what I would like to see. Instead of these black women on here always talking about white people's stories from Reddit and speaking to women in general, right? Instead of the black women group they belong to that never gets any attention. You need to start speaking directly to the concerns and the upliftment of your own group of people. And black women, if they don't start doing that, y'all need to unsubscribe from them. Because it shows you that they're not concerned about you. They're concerned about themselves and what they can reap from exploiting you. Because you never going to see them get on here and talk the shit they need to talk about how fucked up and dysfunctional white bitches are, Hispanic or Asian bitches. Never. Because they know they get their channel snatched in a fucking heartbeat. And all that money that y'all give them to live nice, they won't have no more. But they don't have no amount of real integrity in their body to do the smallest amount of act right or do right by you. And I'm just like very, very aggravated at this point. And I know you can hear it in the way I'm speaking, probably my voice, tonation. I'm very angry, extremely fucking angry. I'm just so tired. Hi, Juanita. I'm just really tired because it's like every month that goes by, it's like some new trend comes where people start talking about that for a little while. But the main thing we need to focus on never is really addressed. We gotta stop the disrespect of black women on these fucking social media platforms. When you stop that bullshit, I am telling you, as sure as I'm sitting in front of you on this camera, the way people interact with you, deal with you, and treat you and see you in this world will change. I really need y'all to understand that when a group of people is allowed to be dehumanized, disrespected, demeaned, and just dogged out, it is so easy for all other people to treat you like you're not human and eventually take your life like it's nothing to it, as we already see happening with black women. So if you really want that to stop, and you should if you are a black woman, right, and you care about your own health, safety, and welfare, you should understand what I'm saying and actually start partaking and doing something about it. And it doesn't have to be something as radical as, well, I'll open up my own channel and start pushing back against it. If that's what you want to do, I would love it. Perfect. But if you choose that's not for you, the simplest thing to do is to unsubscribe and don't view the channel no more. And believe me, black women, you are the biggest consumer in this country. Your existence brings money without you even understanding it. And if you took that shit away from all these black male channels, all these black women who are out here fraudulently exploiting us and making it seem like, yeah, I'm really for the black women. No, you really for yourself. You really for yourself, and you need to just be honest and say that shit. My channel is demonetized, been demonetized. It will never be monetized again. It is about to be deleted again. And guess what? I don't give a fuck. But the times I can come and speak to y'all, I am speaking from my fucking heart and soul. I am tired of dealing with people in the street that I gotta almost fucking kill and go to jail for because they feel like they see us being depicted as shit in life and people that other people could just do whatever the fuck they want to and take advantage of. They try us every day. Every day. And every day I gotta literally tell somebody, you need to back the fuck up before I take your life out here. And I'm not fucking playing at all. Cause I'm like up to here with the disrespect. Completely. Like just to like when I told you the other day I had got into it with them people in the basement, that shit involved the cops and everything. Cause I was not playing with that fucking black dude at all. Almost got arrested and all that, and I did not give a fuck. Because the bottom line was, I'm tired of you motherfuckers talking shit online. I'm tired of you motherfuckers trying to make everybody feel like we everybody's pussy in this world and anybody could do what they want. Well, when you try that with me, you gonna find out otherwise. I can't speak for all women, but I'm not playing no motherfucking games, and I'm tired. When I tell you I'm tired, I cannot say that shit enough. I'm ready to fucking flip. I'm ready to explode because I'm tired of the bullshit. And so it's like, and I'm tired. I'm getting tired of black women too, because y'all just sitting here passively taking this shit when it really affects us. Like everywhere we go, people feel like we're the fucking ass clown because you got all these motherfuckers on here talking down on us and dumbass black women going along with it. Not maybe per se you, but all these fucking black male identified bitches that come on here and talking shit about other black women. Like, did y'all notice in that video with Columbus Short how that black woman was playing herself, clapping her hands, stomping her feet, eat, talk about it, and all that stupid shit when he's disrespecting black women? For black women having sense enough to realize if you cannot rely on this nigga over here, you got to rely on yourself. And you got to be strong enough to know that you could do bad all by yourself. You don't need this motherfucker to help you. No, I'm a Pisces. And I'm not playing. Pisces is really not. I know, like, when y'all into the zodiacs or whatever, we are always perceived as the fucking crybabies or the crazy ones that's in our own world. We really are very serious. We really are about two things. We love hard and we love people and we love to be loved back. But when we cross that motherfucking line, you see that duality we have about us with one fish going one direction and the other going the other? We will turn like a motherfucker. We will do a 360 on your ass. We will love you 1 minute, and when we realize, oh, you really trying to hurt a motherfucker, huh? We will go right into that other zone where we will literally be prepared to take your life in that second. That is really how we are. Whether it's Pisces, born in March or February, we have the duality to do that. We are not weak in any way. We're very passionate about everything we stand on. She's saying it entertains them. It does, but oh, she said, your mom is a pushover. No, she's not. She's a pushover because she's your mom. Let another motherfucker try that. Or let somebody try something to you while she's standing there. You'll see that other side come out. We are not anything like whatever they be telling you in these zodiac readings. We are far from all that shit. First thing about women like me, we don't be loving men the way y'all be trying to portray us to. We don't. We love ourselves more than we love anything else, right? That's why it's real easy for us to get rid of dudes like it's nothing to it. And real quick and easy for us to try to harm a motherfucker that we think is playing us. Because if you've ever been around any of us for real, without people trying to believe that they are supposed to be something that's said about them, you'll see the difference. Like, we're really we stay grounded on what we believe in. Even if it's wrong, we stay grounded in that shit until we are convinced, nah, that's not the right. I'm wrong on this. I need to change my perception of this and do it another way. We have the ability to self-analyze, but we got to really believe that we wrong. If we don't believe we wrong, it's going to take heaven and earth to convince us that we're wrong. We do have that fault, but it is what it is. It's true. It's really true. I'm telling you. That's the way I am, the way I am, because like the most of my life I've sat back and I've watched like every most other women, right? I've watched the women in my family be completely destroyed and abused. And I really was that little girl that sat there and watched my aunts, even my own mother. And I would go, that shit ain't never going to be me. And it wasn't. Because the first fucking time any of them tried that shit with me, it was their last. I got rid of them. Divorce, you out of here. I don't give a fuck. Get away from me. Get away from my kids. I'm not having it. I'm not. Yeah, you do. It's true. Like, we are very strong headed, but it's not strong headed for to a bad thing. It is because we really are independent thinkers. Whatever you say, we don't give a fuck. We gotta believe it. If we don't believe it, then it don't exist. Yeah, we crazy like that, literally. Like, we really believe what we believe, and you really gonna have to show us where we wrong, and we will accept it if we see. Oh yeah, you're right, but you gotta show it. If you don't show it, nah, we ain't fucking with that. That's like me right now. The reason why I go so hard about this masculine shit and these dudes trying to tear us down on here and make us look bad to the whole world is because I know we're not masculine. We never can be. Never. And whenever a person decides to defend themselves and protect themselves, that's never a bad thing. That's always a good thing. Because whenever you just sit there and allow yourself to be fucked up, you're a victim. Most of us are not victim. We're fighters. We're contenders. We're survivors, right? And Juanita just said my father was, that's what he was lay on child's boy. That's good. That's what a man is supposed to do, right? Because the whole point of men in our communities, which we don't have any more of lately, right? They're supposed to keep the other ones that don't do what they're supposed to do in check. And they teach the ones that don't know what the fuck they're doing how to get it done. So the other thing I wanted to say was, the other thing about us is like when we're little girls, right? And we see our mothers, whoever, being beat, being abused, being degraded verbally, that creates all those different things in each one of our heads where we react to it differently. Remember, I was talking about that polymorphic experience, right? So there are some of us that will see that and fight against it. Like everything in our person would be like, fuck that. That ain't right. Fuck it. I'm not ever accepting that. And then there'll be other ones that will go, oh, I'm afraid. I'm so afraid that I will allow that shit. And I'll make excuses for that shit. And I'll even cover it up. Hey, Kiana. So that's a lot of like what happens to us. And when all of that stuff is happening to us in those homes where those dudes come into and create all that shit, that is the background that this dude Columbus Short and any of these other dudes that's on here always trying to talk down on us, they don't want to ever go into the extenuating factors of, because it is them that is behind the madness and the chaos and all the dysfunction. They, how they always trying to say we not accountable, they don't never want to be held accountable for the actuality of shit. Because women could live perfectly fine all on their own and never have half the dysfunctions they have until they get in a relationship. And that is real. And you know it to be true. You know it to be true. We all do. Every single one of us. Like when my mother was young and she first got married, she was totally fine. My father came home from the Vietnam War addicted to heroin. He got my mother addicted to heroin. When my grandparents had it up to here with the drug shit, grabbed my mother up out of that house, forcefully put her ass in a detox. Back then, right? They had these things called mental health warrants. So, and they need to bring it back today. If they brought that shit back today, you wouldn't have half the crazy stuff going on now. What did you say, Lucy? She said that was me as a child. I vowed that I would not. And you're not supposed to. That shit is dysfunctional. You're not supposed to allow that shit or want to be part of it. So you're right. So, but when they threw her ass into that detox and they went and got that mental health warrant, right, where she forcibly had no choice but to go into the institution and be dealt with, right? My father's parents, they had a harder fight with him because being military and being a crazy vet, they had to fight with the Veterans Administration to get something done with him. And then he was ducking and dodging people. So they were trying to deal with him for years after we had already been adopted and taken out of that situation. He was still getting high on the corner and doing that junkie stand where they do all that shit, be drooling and all that. And we would be going to school, seeing our father on the corner, all fucked up, all that. Now imagine how that affects the psyche of children. That is your father. And even though it wasn't his fault for him to get like that, because he was 17 when they took him and threw him into that war. So he was not mentally prepared for that. But even when you allow all of that to be part of the conversation, that's still a bad fucking situation for little black girls and little black boys to see and to look at and reflect on as the representation of fatherhood, manhood, etc. in your communities. And I'm not the only one. And everybody's father don't gotta be hooked on heroin like mine's. Somebody's father could have been an abusive fucking drunk, or a raging alcoholic, or an insane drug addict that just come in and want to tear the whole house up, or just tear the whole house up because he just feel like he can. Those are the childhoods that the majority of those women come out of. When they sit around talking about snapping their neck and clicking their fingers and doing all that dumb shit to stereotypically portray black women, those are the backgrounds that those women come out of. And those strong ass mothers that held it fucking down against all the odds in the world, against welfare cutting off her food stamps, Con Edison turning off her fucking lights, fighting and paying the water bill, and killing herself to run to the fucking church food pantry to keep food in the refrigerator, and talking to everybody on the block about different free subsidies that was being given away by the government at the time. When I was young, it used to be the cheese line. We used to go on that and get cheese, macaroni, rice, bread, chicken, soup, apple juice, water, and an orange juice. You put that shit in your refrigerator. You add like 2 bags of potatoes to that shit. You could feed your family for a whole fucking month. Okay? Shout out to those mothers that held it down. Because those are the black women they don't tell the stories of, who are there telling black women, you don't need them motherfuckers in your life. You could do it yourself. You don't need to be beaten down to prove to the world that you have a bullshit nuclear family while you and your family suffering in silence inside that fucking place, wherever you live in. Those are the things they not talking about. Because it ain't about no absent father. It's about the conditions that create the absent fathers. It's about the conditions that create the mothers that feel like these niggas are not useful. It's about that real shit that they never want to go into because it's going to show the dirt and the mud on their feet, and their face. They don't want that. They just want to push it off to us and make it seem like we the problem for everything when we're not. We're actually the fucking cleaners. We're the clutch. We're the people that come along after it's all done and up. Let me start piecing this shit back together. Make it work some type of way. Because if I keep fucking around like this, I'm going to completely self-destruct. That's what black women are. And that's what those mothers are that are teaching their daughters that. Because too many times, those same mothers had to run to the hospital for their daughters being all busted up and damn near beaten to death, or shot or stabbed over 100 times, and either they made it or didn't make it, or their grandchildren was kissed goodbye and then went home and was being buried the next week or the next month. That's the reason why. Those are the real reasons why those mothers are in the background saying, you don't need that. And we all know as black women, our mothers have never been taught to be fully communicating. They don't really communicate everything they're trying to teach us, tell us, or give us the reasons why they say what they say. This has been part of who we are as a people since they found us here and they brought us here. We don't always give full explanation as to why I say what I say. But that's the background as to why those women say that. But they always find it convenient to leave that conversation out because if they put it in, they wouldn't be able to blame us the way they do right now. And they wouldn't be able to downplay us and disrespect us and have the whole world join in. So, black women, this is why. Whenever you see these conversations, you have a choice to make. Withdraw from it, do not attend, or do your own thing to push back. Because we have got to change the reputation these people have created out here about us, because people are literally reacting to it now. When I told y'all I had went to visit my son in Missouri, I literally had an issue with some big white fucking dude, um, TSA guy, who just felt like, I guess I was too uppity for him. So he had to try to challenge me. Now, me knowing my rights in the law the way I should, you never get into an altercation at the airport. You're not going to win. Okay? So I don't give a fuck what they say, what they do. You keep your fucking composure. You can write all the letters in the world after you get out that shit, but you do not fucking say anything or do anything to those people, because that is what they're trying to do. Push your fucking buttons to get you locked up. And if they get you arrested, you know you can't fly through that airport, right? So how you gonna get home? You understand? So don't ever let these people bait you into the shit that they think you deserve because of the shit that they are getting acclimated to and believing in that they hear on these fucking platforms by these dudes that unfortunately we put our lives on the line and push out of our bodies. I'm gonna need you black women to stop doing that. Stop doing that and stop participating in our dehumanization. Seriously. I literally, I don't think I can mentally take too much more. I may need to take a long break because it is really getting on my nerves. They default start mess to get black women. They do. Believe me, they do, Kiana. Kiana, I have this thing called Clear. I don't know if y'all know what it is, like, but it's a clearance. Like, it's an app, and it's also like a identification device where they scan your eyes and they scan your fingerprints, so that when you come up to the machine, instead of going through the line with everybody else and having to go through that, you press the clear, you get cleared, so that you go through the line, you just walk through. It's like a pre-clearance thing, right? It's called Clear, Clear. You'll look it up, sign up for it online, call customer service. You can do the same thing, right? I pay for it all year long just to have it because I travel so much. So I guess it upset this white motherfucker that I was able to have this plea clearance and walk right through like that. So he stopped me right after I finished pressing my thumbs on the scanner to be identified. So I pressed, I got identified, right? I turned around to walk through and he's like, "Oh, where are you going?" I'm like, "To go to my gate." "Oh, we don't know. I'm like, "I just stood over here with the people with Claire and was verified." I stopped talking after that because this nigga is getting louder, trying to be aggressive, and he's stereotyping me because he's thinking that I'm supposed to be these women that these niggas on here portray as who we are. So he expected me to motherfucker. I just looked at him because I knew what I was going to do. I said to myself, I'm going to be quiet because I'm going to just continue going to do what I got to do because I'm verified. So I turned to the lady and I asked her, I said, "Can you speak with this dude?" And she told him she's verified. I walked through because I knew if that nigga would touch me, I would show him all the military enforcement training that I've ever gotten in my life, plus all the martial arts training, and I would have went out of my way to break every fucking thing that I physically know how to on that nigga in that airport. If I was gonna go to jail that day, I was gonna go to fuck the jail for a real motherfucking reason. But I wasn't gonna initiate it. I want you to get your fat, funky, think you all that ass up and come over here and initiate it with me so I could fucking end it, because that's how I am. I'm not gonna come to you. I'm gonna let you come to me, and when you come, I'm gonna be fully fucking prepared. Same thing like with that dude. I shouldn't say this on that video, but I'm always strapped, and I had my shit ready. I was just looking at him. I said, "I just need you to come this far, and I'm gonna fuck your ass up. I'm gonna give you everything you looking for. Please come over here with that bullshit, because I don't like you motherfuckers anyway." And all this shit that I have rolling around in my head with these niggas on here talking crazy and reckless about us, I'm going to take it all out on you. Come over here with that shit. Please do. I'm waiting. I didn't even give a fuck. I had the dog and everything. I threw the fucking leash to the ground. I just got in my full stance. I said, "Come, come. Fuck all that talking. Come on with it. Come on, motherfucker. Come on over here. I can show you better than I can tell you." That's why I keep telling y'all, go learn to fight. You got time on Saturday. You got time on Sunday. It don't take that much. Yeah, don't get. I try not, but it's hard, Lucy, not to get emotional because these people be trying you. They really believe all this crazy shit they hear about you, and it's only but so much a motherfucker could take. I'm being real right now. Like I try to decompress. I have good days, I have bad days, but it is only so much a motherfucker can take. And I'm in New York City, y'all gotta remember that. So it ain't just me, a few other white people and black people. It's me and the whole fucking world here. And all the motherfuckers that watch our videos and like to be, you know how you see all these Asian dudes, white motherfuckers, Hispanic motherfuckers with channels now talking shit about black women because of these black dudes. These are all the niggas I encountered too. So when I tell you it's only but so much I could take, it is. And I'm so serious. Like I be cool the whole time, but if you try that shit with me, if you follow it through, I'm really gonna fucking hurt you. I'm just tired now. I'm not playing anymore. I'm just fucking mental at this point. I'm sick of this shit. If you think you got a right to walk up on me and think you're gonna hurt me, I'm going to go out of my way to show you how and why you fucking can't. And I'm just done with it. I'm seriously done with it. I've already made complete reservations with myself for when I get locked up and all that. I don't give a fuck no more. I'm gonna fucking take them with me completely. And she said, I'm gonna say, I know you trying to set me up and that's not gonna work. Just expose. No, because people don't respect that. They don't respect shit. Like even when I was standing there and I was talking to the other lady that was verifying me, the whole time this motherfucker screaming and trying to act stupid. And I don't care about the loudness because like when you fight on a regular, you understand that that's a tactic people use, right? People do that from time to time so that they can mentally intimidate you. So I'm used to that. And then like if you've ever been to the military and shit like that or paramilitary, that's part of your training. They scream in your face and all that shit, yell in your fucking ear. They do all of that type of stuff. They do a lot of stuff to you to make you like, you know, I don't know, make you I don't know, used to the rashness of people. I don't know. But they do it to you a lot. In the police department, they used to do that to us. They used to run up on us with batons and shit and have them fucking shields in our face, pushing us to the ground. And then you have to get this nigga off you and that big ass shield that's almost the size of their body. They teach you all types of like wrestling things to position your body where you put your legs underneath your ass to give yourself more strength to push the person off of you with the weight. So I'm so used to this mentally, but it's just the fact like you shouldn't have to deal with that when you're trying to live your life in everyday society. You should not have to deal with that. But just because we black women, we do. Because people feel like they could do whatever they want to us and get away with it. And you can't. And you're not going to. I'm just saying that. Like, and it comes from off of here. Because sometimes, like, when you get into when you eat, not me, I haven't gotten into arguments with people out in the street, but when I hear other people arguing, sometimes people will reiterate the shit they hear on here or that they hear said about us because you hear them saying it to the people they yelling and screaming at. And I'm just like, these people, they think that they are like an authority on us now because they watch a couple of videos. So they think they know everything about us when they don't know anything. They don't have a fucking inkling of what they're talking about. But yeah, and it is true, Lucy, they do try to trigger you to get you to act out because like I said, when I speak back about that dude Anton Daniels, right, every one of his videos is some video like that where he's always showing like a black woman talking some craziness, doing some craziness. So therefore they have this attitude, like they have this attitude like, oh yeah, they see how they do. They all like this. They all do this. No, 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 no. Yeah, and that's basically it. And then I was just frustrated with YouTube because they always, that's another thing. People always feel like they got the right to try to check us. You ain't gonna stop me from cursing, homeboy. I don't give a fuck what your guidelines say. If you don't like that I'm cursing, delete the motherfucking channel. It's all good. I have other platforms I'm on. And if y'all care about what I'm saying, you'll go over to TikTok because you know I'm there. Until I'm off there, I also have an Instagram and the other one, the X, but I don't hardly mostly be on Twitter because I don't like all that shit that be going on over there. But if it comes to it and I want to say something or put something, I'll do it over there if I have to. But they really think they got the right to be like really trying to control and check you, and they don't. And the thing that really like always gets on my nerves is we're the only group of women they do it to because we allow it. Because if I say this all the time and I mean this shit with all my heart, it is so fucking insulting that black women have allowed all this degrading shit on YouTube for like 20, 30 years. And no women have ever organized, got together to email, make complaints, write the FCC, the attorney generals, nobody about boycotting or complaining about YouTube and its allowance of the abuse of black women. But a motherfucker like Bourbon Bougie, she don't lose her channel. She gets demonetized. And 50,000 fucking women, mostly black women, fucking harassed YouTube to the point where this woman got her monetization back overnight. But you sit here every day and you can't come together for a real fucking purpose, which is to stop people from bashing us and disrespecting us online. But you could come together to make sure some fucking exploiting ass creator gets the check that she stopped getting. And who was so depressed and talking mad shit about it on the West 4B channel that she was damn near in tears about losing her money. She ain't give a fuck about anything about the black women. Like, oh, you know, some black women may be affected by the loss of my work and da 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 da. Or saying, don't worry about it, y'all. Fuck the money. I'ma still push on. I'ma still care about y'all. Still look out. Nope. She was talking about how losing her money was a blow to her fucking stomach, like somebody punched her in the stomach. And I can't believe y'all didn't see that motherfucking live. Cause I don't even watch 4B like that. I just happened to come across that shit when she was on it. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even know that happened to her. But she was so motherfucking happy the next day to come back on and tell everybody how she got her money back. But she ain't never organized or rallied them 50,000 people to get her check back, to get their ass back in position to complain to YouTube, stop the disrespect, stop the dehumanization of black women on this channel. If 50,000 strong would come out the way they came out for her, there would be no more channels like Anton Daniels or any of these manosphere dudes on here. 50,000 people tells YouTube that if you want to continue to make money off of black women, you better change your fucking game up. That's what 50,000 strong tells YouTube. But when 50,000 backs a black woman that goes out of her way to be as white as possible and to mostly tell us stories about white bitches from Reddit, that should already show you where her priorities lie. The same way with Princella when she made it clear to y'all that her content and her channel is not just for black women. Because black women are not worth anything to anybody. Nobody gonna take their time out of their day to only focus on the women who are truly like them. Why should they care about those black women? You know, because they so fucking different, right? And we the only women that do that shit. You would never see no white women do that to her own kind, Hispanic, Asian, or others. But black women be on here selling out black women all motherfucking day. You didn't see that, Lucy? Let me tell you when that happened. I don't know like when the change happened over there on that channel, but it used to be that other lady when I first started listening to them and I found out about them. I think she was calling herself Supreme or something. It was some of the last videos with that lady Supreme. because they actually knew each other or knew each other over the internet or however the fuck they be doing this mutual shit or whatever they do. And she came on there and she said that when she was there. Now they have this other woman that's from New York somewhere. Because I hear her all the time talking about how she's from New York City, which I doubt. But she keeps saying she is. Because, like, when you live somewhere and somebody says they're from where you are, but they don't really talk about the things that go on, the way you know they go on, you wonder, like, really? But anyway, before this new lady, it was the Supreme lady. And she was on two of those lives. One day when she was talking about how devastated she was and how she felt like she got punched in the stomach, and then 50,000 black women rallied for her. And then the next day she came on talking about how happy she was, and I remember she was sitting on the couch with her daughter talking about how happy she was to get her money again. It didn't occur to me then that I should have screenshot that shit or something to prove to y'all. But I wasn't really thinking about it in a malicious way. I was just looking at how fucked up she was. I was like, this bitch ain't shit. And here I thought she was a decent person. So I was like, fuck her too. She get thrown in the bunch with all the rest of them. Shira, Princella, and all the rest of them motherfuckers. Because they all just be running game on black women. They really do. They really fucking do. And y'all really don't understand why. Them motherfuckers be making $5,000 to $8,000 a month. That's the reason why they sell out black women. For less than 10,000, they be selling out black women. Because that's the type of money you make on here. You can make like a person like Cynthia. Cynthia was probably making like $15,000 to $20,000 a month. Because her numbers were that high and the amount of people subscribed to her was that much. But this one who's coming up to Cynthia, I haven't been on her page. So I don't like her, but I know she's almost close to like 100,000. It's close, right? So she got a lot of people because she had over 50,000 people rally for her. So this girl now is getting very close to that 15,000 a month. So that's why she felt like it was a punch to her gut. So when y'all see these people, y'all need to know the background of why they do and say the shit they do, because it ain't about black women. It's all about y'all making them motherfuckers live a life they never ever have had in their lives. And you got to really think about shit when you see motherfuckers. She married to some fucking busted fucking black dude. You really think she living that life she talked to y'all about? How many of y'all know black women that was married to black men? Do they really be living them beautiful lives? They be fronting on here saying they living. I know I was married to two of them. And I can tell you right now, my life was not beautiful. Not one fucking day. So y'all need to remember that shit when they be talking all that shit, because they really be lying through their fucking teeth. You heard me, Kiana. Like, even my little fucking channel, before I started getting really radical, the first channel I had, when y'all actually were like coming to me when I was brand new, I didn't even have like 2,000 subscribers. I have like point something, 1.3 or whatever like that. I was making $2,000 to $4,000 a month. How about that? Okay. And I was a little nobody. So now you understand what is going on here with these platforms. Because I'll be honest enough to tell you, this is a fucking money grab. This ain't about nothing else but using black women, because black women is the only group that shakes this whole motherfucking YouTube platform. Wherever black women go to run behind people, oh yeah, she's the truth, she's the this. Everybody else goes right behind and triples, quad fucking druples that person's platform, and they make money like a motherfucker. Now let me explain this to y'all. Certain people on here that deserve it. Like, I don't know if y'all know this influencer. Her name is Aisha the Great, right? Y'all ever seen her? I love her myself. She don't come on here bothering nobody. She does exactly what she does, right? She does influencing for hair, clothing, makeup, etc. Do you know one day she was talking about a sponsor she had? I think it was either Essence, because Essence sponsors her a lot, and some makeup line. She told us And it's true because I've heard it on other channels. They gave her a $68,000 check. Now, do you see why all these African bitches be on here talking much shit about black women when they need to be talking about their own black women? And these dudes be on here talking they shit, and all the rest of them. It's because these are the checks they get. These are the checks. That's why I told y'all. In order for everybody to get paid, or for y'all who they're using, the ones sitting here listening to me now, you need to get out here and make your own channels. And black women all get on a thing where they promote and support other black women, so that not just a few people get paid, but everybody does. Because that's all that's happening. Everybody keeps running to one place and one person gets paid, when if all of y'all would go to everybody's page, all of the small people would get paid just as much as these so-called big people. Because they only big because people ain't going nowhere else. Let me see what y'all saying. Kiana said, you right about these African I'm telling you, that's why I can't stand them. That's why I had told y'all. I was like, you need to stop watching them use black women's clips from YouTube to make their whole channel, and then give some bullshit ass summary, because who the fuck are they to talk about what we experience over here? Those bitches can't even have space to themselves because of how they live over there with that Muslim religion and male patriarchy so thick. They don't even have the right to go to the store by themselves. Let's be real honest, okay? You know, they got all that tribal shit over there where they getting their genitals mutilated, they forced to do stuff. And don't forget, they could come on here and pretend and become anybody they want. But what they actually live and go through over there, they ain't gonna share that with you on here, because you would be trying to have to save them for their own fucking lifestyle. But they very opinionated when they come on here talking about some other content creators clip they put on TikTok, because you notice they always only go to TikTok. Because you could take many people and make one video and then come talk a little bullshit and make 15, $20,000 off of a video. So y'all paying them real good to live good in that shitty country they live in. And I'm saying it exactly how I feel about it. Because why should everybody always be using us to exploit themselves to come up? Why are we always the people everybody come up off of? We have to stop doing that. If we don't support other American black women, then don't fucking support nobody at all. Because all these people are coming up off of your back. She said, I'm going to do just that. These Nigerian chicks doing my lifestyle stuff. We should be making that money. You fucking should, because who's aren't those black women on there they talking about? There's not ever one African person on there they talking. Those are all black women from America. All of them. She said, this economy and country don't even fit the topics they talking about. Exactly. Exactly. And my thing is, you know, American money is more than African money, right? So why are we paying for their lifestyle when they could be talking about their own situations? They got black femicide over there too. Little girl sexual assault is rampant over there, because those black dudes over there think fucking a child will cure AIDS. So why aren't they talking about the things that affect them? Why they in our business? She said, I've seen a lot of those channels. Sometimes they don't even give credit. They never give credit to the black women they get their content from. You know what they do? They always cut off, like, you know how TikTok I have the little name of the black woman or something, or sometimes they have the thing in the middle that dunk dunk, and they put the name TikTok in the name. They always make sure to cut the video off before it shows who the creator is and tell you where to find them. So my thing is to y'all is, take control of this shit on YouTube, because you are the people yielding the money on this bitch. People like me sitting up here talking shit in front of y'all, we're the fucking grifters or the fucking shysters over here usurping what y'all do. Y'all make this whole motherfucking channel go around. Y'all, you run the volume to these channels. So if y'all stop running the volumes, they won't get paid. The whole fucking thing would have to change, because The more you slow this shit down, the more they got to change the rules to make it even and fairer for the rest of us. And if they don't, I honestly tell black women disengage altogether. Fuck these people on here. If they can't take care of themselves in life, why are you obligated to pay their fucking bills, take care of their family, put fancy clothes and shit on their back, give them nice cars to drive and money in their bank account? When the majority of us out here killing our fucking selves every day to make a living. Why would you be doing that? Why? And especially for the people that's out here calling us masculine, ugly, undesirable, we're fucked up, we're the reason why black households are the way they are. Why would you be benefiting these people the way that you do? I just don't understand it. I don't. We Americans should have those channels. It's true. Because all they ever do is come on here and talk about whatever somebody's doing on TikTok. God bless TikTok, because it is sure making the whole fucking world rich. Everybody except from the black people, black women they exploiting. China included, because don't China own that shit, I think? So all the real revenue is going to their country from out of our pockets, killing our asses to survive. Yep. She said the US dollar to the, what? How you say that word? Niger dollar is really good when things, yeah, of course it is. That's most places. They cut off the TikTok handle. Yeah, yeah, they do. Cause if you like that woman's content, you could go straight to her. You don't need this bitch to splice shit together. That's why I called them all out. Destiny Utah. What's that other one? Priscilla Boyle. And it's one more. That's Shania Sim or whatever the fuck her name is. That's all they do all day. And I even went on their channels and told them, you need to stop this shit. Because you could do the same thing with your own country, with your own women. We American women might find that fascinating. Stop using our women to so-called teach us a lesson or give us a parable. You can't teach us shit because we freer in America than you ever could fucking be, wherever you come from. Please get the fuck out of here with that shit. Your life ain't nothing like ours. Nothing like ours. Not damn. It's not. And y'all know it's not. America compared to Nigeria, please. Half of them women be getting their asses beat the fuck down in their house and can't say shit about it. You go to the police ain't giving a fuck about making a report. That's why they gotta have all those goddamn type of programs and resources put together to help women combat the injustices that happen in their communities because they can't even go to the fucking police. But yet you gonna come online, splice together some TikTok videos and try to tell American black women how they supposed to act. Man, bitch, please go sit your ass down. Go away. Go the fuck away. Yeah, they all fucking full of shit. Melinda Strand, all of them. It's true. And somebody said it's a Kenyan one. Yeah, dude, right? I think I seen a guy like always trying to talk about us. Talk about what fucking is going on in Kenya right now. You got the fucking Paris people of soldiers over there tearing your shit up. You got your people fighting the government. Y'all trying to kick out the American dollar and make your own currency viable in your own country. Talk about the shit that's going on in your own country. Why you always fucking putting the spotlight on us? We don't got shit to do with you. Nothing. I'm telling y'all, these people see us as a fucking cash cow. Cash cow. They'll take everything and run with it. Oh, let's talk about black women's hair. Oh, all that kind of crazy shit goes viral. Why would something ignorant this dude Columbus Short has to say about black women be viral? It's because everybody who watches social media loves to make fun of and dehumanize black women. That's the only reason why shit like that goes viral. You ever notice that nothing about black women positively goes viral? Nothing ever, 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 fucking ever. We are the most intelligent people in America. Why that shit don't never go viral? We are the fastest group of women fighting back against all types of odds, being the fastest growing entrepreneurs and poor group of women that are getting all types of accolades academically, killing the game. You don't see that going viral. But the first time a black woman shake her ass somewhere people don't think she's supposed to because they the ass shaking police, that goes viral. It don't make no sense, and we have all the control over that. Because if we disconnect from that shit and stop making it popping, it goes away. It fades the fucking black. Black women, you rule everything in this world. You start all the trends, you keep them going, and once you pull away from it, that shit don't have no more life. And you need to kill all these people's channels, all of them. The black women that don't support you, probably all these black males, and these foreign people. Get rid of all of them. She probably got a nice house over there y'all bought her. And what has she really given y'all in return? Not a motherfucking thing. She ain't talking about starting no American Black Femicide rally. She ain't talking about how black women in America should be petitioning their Republicans or Democrats about black women, domestic violence, femicide, poor housing. She ain't talking about none of that shit. But she could talk about everything black women talking about on TikTok. Nope. I don't subscribe to that bullshit. I don't. She said Maria Davids do a whole lot on 4B movement, and in Nigerian culture, a woman cannot even navigate in that society. That's what I'm saying, Kiana. I know. I literally know a few, unfortunately, Nigerian people that work with me. And I told y'all about the one at my job. Her husband literally treats her like she's a fucking slave. Talks to her like she ain't shit. Be fucking her up too. And literally has this woman treating her sons like they're kings and treating her daughters like they ain't shit. But yet you gonna come on here and tell American women what the fuck to do. You gotta remember, we are the freest women in the fucking world. Everybody has a problem with that. Even in your own country, amongst all the other women, whites, blacks, Hispanics, all the rest of them hate on you when you are free. Because you don't subscribe to the gender roles that is pushed down their throats. And when you don't go along with it, it doesn't subject you to the same abuse that they're subjected to. So they have a deep seated hatred and resentment towards you. And that's where all this shit comes from. Even Miss Bourbon Bougie in her house with her little black man and everything so perfect. We know how perfect and fake bullshit is when you live with a Negro. We all know that. He's still gonna be the same Negro all the rest of us got. And she was literally trapped in her own fucking words until y'all start giving that bitch all that money a month. Now she's so diplomatic and politically correct, and white women and all other women inclusive. Black women could take the back seat now because y'all are giving this bitch the freedom and the money she needs. And y'all just don't never recognize bullshit when you see it. Y'all keep feeding into it. She ain't the only one though. There's a whole lot of them. But the only one that I've seen that is real about shit is the Aisha the Great Lady. Cause she tells the whole story. She tells how 5 years ago, when she started being an influencer, she literally didn't even have her own apartment. So she moved to her sister's house and was sleeping on her sister's couch, her and her son, for 5 years. 5 years it took her to start out doing like thrifting videos, to finally get a sponsor, a couple of other sponsors. 5 whole years now, grinding on YouTube, grinding on TikTok and all the rest of them. And then she finally started getting paid. And when she said that Essence check for a promotion was $68,000 for a video and a sponsorship, now you see the money that they be making off of you, and which is why they don't care about no things that really affect you, because you can't be focused on what's best for you and taking care of you. You need to be kept stupid, blind, and dumb to benefit, promote, and keep them paid. That's what it's all about. I'm telling you, I couldn't believe it myself. I was watching her video, and I thought that little 2,000, 4,000 shit I was getting was like, oh, it's decent. But now these women talking about $68,000. So when you going on these people's channels and you see them with 1,000 views, 2,000 views, that's type money y'all hitting them off with. Do you really think those people deserve that shit? Because what are black women getting in return for having our images, character, all this stuff that is always us, always shown in a negative light, or most importantly, an exploitive light? All those people are exploiting us. And they don't even have respect enough for us to give us back a little something that they're taking from us. The least you could do is talk about black femicide, domestic violence, little girls being trafficked on a regular, so that that can be the new trend and the new narrative on YouTube and every other social media, so that we get these representatives that we vote for and don't vote for to create bills to protect us and to put things into the infrastructure of society to protect black women, so that we don't get assaulted the way that we do, verbally attacked the way we do, and just treated like we're like the worst thing in the world, the way that we're treated. And that's what I'm saying to y'all when I first started this video, because I'm about to end the live now, right? Was how we can change this if we choose to. And it's real simple. You ain't gotta fight with nobody, argue with them, nothing. Just unsubscribe and stop viewing that shit until they start talking about something that is really about helping black women. End the story. The other day, that same Priscilla Boyle chick was talking about how she was gonna change her material after I had went on her page a couple of times. Like, I'm getting a little tired of you always coming on here talking shit about black women one way or the other, to trying to get garner views and stuff like that. You need to knock that shit off and talk about something else. Then she talking about she gonna change her stuff. She did a different video one time and went right back to the same shit. So it's up to us. Because she learned in one video, if I talk about anything else besides trying to downgrade and disrespect black women, I don't make all the money that I normally make. So I got to keep letting people talk shit about them. And now it's not just her. I seen an Asian bitch doing it today. All the people that did the Columbus Short tutorials or their opinion about this dude and what he had to say about us, all their videos are like in the thousands. That should aggravate you as soon as you see that. I know it does to me, because it shows the level of disrespect that this whole world has for us on a whole. And when you think about why it is, it's because all these people are continued to allow and are allowed, sorry, to be on here disrespecting us any way they want to, because YouTube allows it. And when are we going to stop it? When are we going to get tired of it and just start saying, no, 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 no. You need to start doing that shit to somebody else, because we tired of it. You see how fast they snatched up all those white dudes off of here when they was fucking talking shit about white women, right? But we're the world's ass clown, and we accept it because we keep allowing people to do this to us. You got to step up and stand up, black women, and it don't take much. Yup. Kiana said they sailing through these algorithms. Let's stop that. You should, because it's real simple. Just unsubscribe, and when the bitch put up a video, fuck that bitch, go somewhere else. They'll get the hint, and most importantly, YouTube will get the hint. And when YouTube gets the hint, then they will they will be forced to change their content, because it no longer makes money, first for YouTube and secondly for them. And it works out the best for us after all, because we're the ones dealing with our reputations being dragged down. We're the ones dealing with all of this hostile fucking environment in the world, society, at work, in school, in the office. All that comes back on us. I've literally heard people say to other people, as I've been witness to fights and arguments, oh, you black bitches. Like, what? Where you getting that from? You don't know shit about us. Just because you mad at this one particular person, now you grouping everybody like you know something about us. They get that off here. They get that off of here. This is why white women walk around the way they do, treating us how they do, Hispanics and everybody else off here. And it's so easy to turn all that shit around, black women. Just use all that power you have on all these social medias to make all these bum ass people rich. Turn that shit around, take back the money, and improve your reputation by letting them know we ain't going for this shit no more. This shit stops here. This summer 2024. Fuck you. If you don't have nothing positive and politically progressive to say about black women, then you don't need a platform. It's that serious. And that's how you should take it, because everyday black women dying out here because of the shit that's happening on these social media platforms. So what are we doing as a group of women? We sitting around waiting our turn to get fucked up next? Or we gonna push back against the fuckery that's happening on here when it concerns us? It's seriously what y'all should be thinking about. That's what I'm saying. You right, Lucky. They sure did. It's too much. And that's what has gotten me to this point, because it's just fucking ridiculous. You can't see shit on here positive about black women. But if you want to kick the dog of the world, it's the American black women. And I'm tired of being that shit. I'm tired of all that shit on here. We can't do nothing right. We not allowed to be human beings. We not allowed to have a fucking opinion, to have our own likes, desires, and dislikes. If we don't toe the motherfucking line, we a piece of shit, and everybody's allowed to jump on the dog. Just pile all the shit on top of us and tear us up as much as they want. And I, for one, am tired of this bullshit. Tired of it. Nothing positive on here about us. Always negatively tearing us down. Always. Even sometimes it's our own black women doing the same thing. Always tearing us down. Always trying to make what everybody else says about us in some way. Oh yeah, they got a point. They ain't got no motherfucking point. All they not trying to do is to gather views, rake in a check, and keep they fucking slave master YouTube paid and functionally running. And I'm tired of them doing that shit off our black backs. No. Pick somebody else to do it too. Pick somebody else. And with that, y'all, I'ma leave because I've been on here quite some time. I gotta deal with my allergies and asthma today. So I want y'all to think about what I said and slowly start interacting it in your life, because until we make a change for ourselves, black women, and stand up for ourselves, ain't nobody coming to save us, and ain't nobody gonna do it for us. They gonna keep doing it to us. Oh, black woman did this today. She did that today. They ain't shit. They caused the problems here. They caused the problems there. They are the problem here. This is what they do to us. And they really don't think all that beating down on a one person is never gonna have a cause. It will, and it ain't gonna be the cause that they think it is, which is for us to get in line and kiss everybody's asses and become they fucking slaves. No. Eventually we gonna get browbeat enough to become a fucking savage, and a real fucking savage. The savage to where we gonna fucking flip on every fucking body around us. It's just too much. Like, how much is a person supposed to take to be beaten down and talked to like they ain't shit, but everybody else around you is just fucking beautiful. But you are the fucking problem. You don't have to take that shit. You could tell them all, go fuck yourself. Completely. Fuck you and your channel. And see, let's see how well you do, motherfucker, when you're not talking about me and I'm not the subject of the power that you have. Let's see how well you do when I remove myself and don't support your shit no more and don't advocate your shit and don't allow you to use me. Like all those black women whose material they using without giving them any credit or any recognition or even a thought or speaking about, they need to flag their fucking shit. They need to tell them, oh, this is my shit she's using without my permission, and get them the fuck off of here. Hurt them and everybody else. Because we're not your cash cow. Because it's not like you bigging us up and making us out to be and show the world just how great women we are. You tearing us down and tearing us down to benefit yourself. and fucking us up in the process. No, fuck no. I say y'all just get rid of all of them. Flag them down and get them the fuck out of here. Unsubscribe, no views. Get them the fuck out of here. Because believe me, you couldn't do it to them. They wouldn't allow you to do it to them. Even though they can't stand each other and kill each other with tribal wars and all this bullshit, they would all come together to fight against you the first fucking time you started to talk positively or correctly about any of the foul shit they do. They would come out of the woodworks to defend each other, and they don't even like each other. So why should they be allowed to do the downtrodden shit to us? All of them. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go. But you need to think about what I said, because why should we always be the cash cow for all these people in the world? YouTube especially, because they're the ones that allow this shit and promote it and continue it with the algorithm, with the channels that are allowed to blow up, the ones that are shadow banned, everything at our expense so that they can benefit. Have you guys even noticed that they're bigging up they're running more the Bumble ads again after all the shit that went down with Bumble? Have you seen that on here? I know I have. So it's time for us to take a stand against that and let them know, no, you're not going to manipulate and use us for your benefit without us getting something out of it. No. All right, Black women, peace out. Until the next live, I see y'all again. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Take them down, Black women. Take their asses down. They don't need to be here disrespecting us. Shit. All right, y'all, later.